I know the day has already passed, and I know I haven't uploaded anything here in a minute, but I haven't been doing so well. Besides that, today I would like to talk about the night my friend and I met. I had recently come back to Destiny 2 halfway through September or something like that. I don't exactly remember what brought me back to the game, but I think it was Stasis, even though I didn't play with Stasis at all. But basically, I returned to the game. I remember I used to mainly play Gambit because my loadout wasn't good enough in PvE, and I was scared of PvP. So Gambit was a perfect combination of both for me. I had the right amount of PvE and the right amount of PvP. Eventually, however, I wanted more PvP out of the game, so I decided to try out my hand on competitive survival. I was decent enough to enjoy almost every match I played. And from then onward, I would play comp every single night. One night on September 26th, it was around 1 a.m. or so. Something happened in my life that changed the outcome of it. On that night, I made a promise of myself that I would stop trying in life, that I would give up, and that, if I died, it wouldn't matter because my life didn't matter. Skip forward 2 weeks. It's October 11th, 2021. I had just finished playing a match, and it was at around 7:40 something p.m. I had to work the next day, and I remember debating with myself whether I should play one more match or if I should just get off and go to bed. After some debating, I decided to play one more match. I loaded into the map the Endless Vale, with two randoms, of course. My loadout was The Last Word, Usume Sniper Rifle, Hothead Rocket Launcher, the Dragon's Shadow, and I was a Golden Gunner. Almost the same thing I run nowadays. On the first round, my teammates and I get absolutely wrecked. We get steamrolled. We don't even kill a singular enemy once. I tell myself, okay, now that I've seen how they play, I'll make sure to kill at least one of them next round. But when we loaded into the next round, I saw that one of my teammates had left the match. That kind of upset me because back then I would take competitive and the game more seriously than I do nowadays. And I didn't want to quit the match either because I was scared of getting suspended for 30 minutes. Because if I got suspended for 30 minutes, then I wouldn't be able to play another match. So I decided to throw the game. I would run as far as I could off the map and wait for the out of balance timer to kill me. Or I would do anything else I could just to kill myself in game. My other partner, my other teammate, who decided to stay, would go up to me or my ghost and they would start shooting me or teabagging me. You know, they were doing things that showed that they weren't very happy about what I was doing. But I didn't care because I wanted to play one more game. At the end of the match, I check out the other guy's profile. Turns out he's PlayStation, so I go and send him a message. I say something along the lines saying like, "Hey man, I'm sorry I threw the game, but there was zero way we were gonna win that. I wanted the game to end quickly so I could play one more match. Sorry." And then I hit him with the typical, like GG's, better luck on your next game. And then the dude messaged me back and he was like, "Well, you could have at least tried instead of just giving up." And then I told them like, "Well, what was the point of that? We were gonna lose either way." And we kind of argued. We went back and forth. And eventually I was just like, "I want to play one more match." So I sent them the final, "I'm sorry. Have a good night. Goodbye." And before I start loading into the next match, a message lands from the same person, and it's them challenging me to a 1v1. I was kind of scared. Usually, when somebody challenges you to a 1v1, that means that they're pretty confident in their skills. So I was kind of scared of that. But the egoist part of me was excited because I had a chance to just completely wreck somebody in a game where I knew I wasn't half bad. So I accepted their 1v1. I told them to invite me to their fire team since I didn't know how to load up a private match since I've never done that. And they loaded us into the map, the Burnout. I go in there with the same loadout. Last Word, Usume sniper rifle, Hothead, Dragon Shadow, except that this time I switched to an Arcstrider. The other person loaded in with a 7 Seraph revolver, Telesto, a rocket launcher which I don't remember the name of, Stompies, and Arcstrider. When I inspected their loadout and saw the Telesto and the Stompies, I got kind of scared because I was like, oh crap, they might be sweaty, so I'm gonna have to try. We load into the match, and immediately they wreck me. 0-2. Their Telesto is too strong compared to my sniper rifle because I suck at sniping. Not because fusion rifles are stronger than snipers. I just sucked so much at sniping back then, and I still do. So after they kill me twice, I decided to switch to a fusion rifle of my own. A main ingredient. It wasn't the god roll main ingredient that Sir was selling. It was another god roll I kept from a while back. But once I make that switch, the tides start turning. I bait out their Telesto until they run out of ammo or until I can get a shot off of my main ingredient. Or when we're both out of ammo, I just close the gap between us and I quickly gunned them down with my last word since they had a faster TTK than their officer revolver. I'm the first one to get my super, so I killed them with that. They kill me with their super. But basically at the end, the score is 17-14. I'm winning. And as I'm running towards them to finish the match, they just stop and emote in front of me. It's one of those two-player emotes that you could do back then in competitive, um, before they removed the three-peeking emotes. So I joined them on set emote, and I clip it. I remember that the reason why I clipped it was because I was gonna send it to an old friend of mine that I had back then, and I was gonna brag to them like, "Look, someone challenged me to 1v1, and I completely wrecked them, to the point where I made them become friendly at the end. I never sent them the clip though, because I forgot. After that happens, I got a message from them, and it's something along the lines of them saying like, "Hey, I was wrong. You're not that bad. Well played." And I told them that too. I was like, "Yeah, you're not bad either. I had fun." They load us into another 1v1. This time it was in the map, the Dead Cliffs. Since I'd already won the first 1v1 and proven that I was the better player, I decided to just mess around with some old weapons I had from year one. And because that other person was still using their Telesto, they beat me on the second 1v1, but we can say I let them win. Once that's over, it's like 9 p.m. or something. I don't remember. But I messaged them and I asked them if I could add them as a friend in Destiny, because I didn't have any Destiny friends. The old friend I said I was going to send a clip to didn't play Destiny. All they played at the time was Overwatch. And they say, yeah, you can add me. So I sent them a friend request. They accepted. And that's that for my night. I had fun challenging another person to a 1v1. And that was that. 3 days pass. And we don't talk or play or anything. The only reason why I reached out to them 3 days later was because I had watched a YouTube video from CK Mushroom. He was talking about the palindrome hand cannon. And I remember like thinking to myself back then, I was like, oh, I wish I had a good energy hand cannon, and the palindrome is the best. How do I get it? And after I Googled it, and it was like you get it via rotation in the Nightfalls. And then I was like, oh, damn, that sucks. But I saw that the palindrome hand cannon was in rotation that week. And I was like, oh my god, that's so lucky. And so I messaged this other person. And I'm like, hey, when you're done doing things with your clanmates, because I had inspected their fire team, and they were doing like a raid with their clan, I think. And so I tell them like, hey, once you're done with your clanmates, could you help me do a nightfall? I want to get a palindrome hand cannon. I do remember that pretty clearly. And then I told them like, but take your time, please. A couple minutes pass, and I get an invite from them to join their fire team. I message them saying like, oh, like it doesn't have to be now. Like you can keep playing with your clanmates. And then they tell me like, nah, we weren't getting anywhere. I'll just help you. And I was happy because I was gonna get a palindrome. So we loaded into the Nightfall, the Lake of Shadows. I went in with my last word, the Uzume sniper rifle, the Hothead, and the Dragon Shadow. But I did switch my subclass to Void Hunter with Tether. Now my loadout was absolutely horrible. So not even 15 minutes into the Nightfall, we give up because I can't kill the champion hobgoblins that are shooting down at us. I don't remember if they were barrier or overload, but I can't kill them. I had just gotten back into Destiny and I did not know what champions were or how to stun them. So once 15 minutes pass, I message my friend and I tell him like, hey, we're not getting anywhere. Why don't we just give up? They agreed. And after that, I apologize. I tell them, sorry for wasting your time. You can go back to playing with your clanmates. I'm just gonna go play some comp. And then that's when they told me that they would join me. And from that day on, every single night we would play together for an hour or three. Sometimes we would even play early in the day when I would get home from work. If it hadn't been for the fact that I wanted that goddamn hand cannon, I never would have gone to talk with my friend ever again. I've met plenty of people in Destiny that send me a friend request, that I'll accept it, but we never play. And I thought that my friend was just gonna become another one of those people. But just because I wanted that one hand cannon, which I don't even have a good roll off to this day, hell, I don't even have a singular roll off, we may have never become best friends. It really is crazy to me that if I had chosen to get offline that night, if I had decided to go to sleep because I had to work the next day, if I hadn't stayed up for one more game, I would have never met my friend. And I know I called them a he, but I was wrong. It was a her. But I mean, it's not like that even matters. Because at the time, I just wanted a friend. And they became that friend. Throughout these 3 years that I've known them, we only got to celebrate our friendship anniversary once. On October 11th, 2022, we weren't talking as much anymore because of things that happened between us. On October 11th, 2023, we did get to celebrate together. And on October 11th of 2024, we didn't celebrate together because by that time, I had already driven us apart. I had already destroyed everything we were, everything we had. And now every single year, every single time, I remember. I remember this day. Well, I said this day, but for me right now it's October 30th. So yeah, I'm a couple days late, but I still remember that day really, really clearly. And it really does amaze me that if I had just gotten offline and just gone to sleep, I would have never met my friend. I would have never fallen in love with them. I never would have gotten to experience the absolute joy that I did a year ago. I would have never hurt them so much that they came to hate me. Our lives would have just completely gone right past each other. And I find that amazing. Truly, truly amazing. I don't believe in destiny or fate or religion or whatever you want. But it really is just so amazing to me that just because I decided to play one more game, one more match of competitive survival on a video game called Destiny 2, just because I decided to play that one more match, I got to meet my best friend. Because I wanted one hand cannon. I got to meet the most important person in my life. Of course, by now, they hate me, and they don't want anything to do with me. But I still love them, and I still care about them very deeply. I pray every morning and every night for their well-being. I worry about them every day. If they've eaten something, if they're warm, if they're struggling with money or anything else. Every single day they're on my mind. Even if by now they've started to forget about me, I will never forget about them and the day we met, and every single day after that one. I will never forget. I will live in the past for the rest of my life, where I was the happiest. What I'm about to say may sound cringy or over exaggerated or just plain stupid or something else. I don't know. But believe me that when I say that, this is how I feel. Because honestly, I am scared. I'm really scared. I'm genuinely terrified, horrified, like any word you can find that is a synonym of scared. Like that's what I feel. I'm really scared of spending the rest of my life without getting to hear from my friend. And yeah, I know how that sounds like. I sound obsessive and crazy and like like if I would make a perfect stalker or something. But maybe I am obsessive and crazy, but not in like the stalker kind of way. I just my friend just really meant a lot to me. They cared about me. They showed me and told me that I mattered. They loved me even. I they saw me and they accepted me. And now that I've lost them, I'm honestly really scared of never getting to hear from them ever again. The last time we talked was on January 29th of this year. In just 3 months, it will have been a year since I got to hear from them, since I got to know what was going on in their life, since I've known if things have been going well or if they're stressed with their job or how their girls are doing. And it honestly scares me that I'm never gonna get to hear from them ever again. That there will never be a day when they miss me, that they don't care about me anymore, that I don't matter to them anymore. Like I said earlier, when I was 21, I'd given up on my life. And as time passed, I generally came to be at peace with that. I was perfectly fine with giving up. And I've never been one to be afraid of death. Like maybe I worry about it a little bit. I'm not about to just walk into a street and let a car run over me. Like no, like I still look both sides. I still eat every now and then to make sure I don't starve to death. Like I'm not actively trying to kill myself. But if I were to die suddenly one day, I would be fine with that. I've made peace with the fact that, we're all gonna die, blah, 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 this and that. I'm not trying to sound wise or deep or anything. Like, I have just genuinely come to be at peace with the fact that death is a constant in our world. And because I knew that I was gonna die eventually, definitely far earlier than a lot of the people in my life, because I had made another promise with myself that I wouldn't make it past the age of 27, implying that, I would end it all when I turned 27. Um, I had come to be at peace with that. I was fine with that, like I lived every single day knowing that eventually everything was gonna end, so my actions had no consequences. I didn't care about what I did or what happened because it didn't matter. But then my friend came back into my life on September 18th, 2023. And with just three goddamn words, with just three words, they completely changed my view on life. I'd gone from waiting for death to come and take me to wanting to live. I've always been a person who lives in the past, who constantly is thinking about the things he did wrong in the past, about the people they lost, about the people who hurt them, about conversations my friend and I had. That's why, like, I always talk about my memories that I have with them because I am a person who's always living in the past. That's what I am. That's who I am. But my friend changed that. They they gave me so much faith and hope. I was I didn't care about the past. When they were with me, I did not care about the past. I'd gone from never being able to move on from the stupid things I'd done or the people I'd lost to suddenly not caring about any of that. Because all of those mistakes, all of that pain, everything I'd gone through did not matter because it all led to my friend. I could even say that I was grateful for everything I'd gone through because it all led to my friend. For the first time in my life, I was happy to be alive. I was able to look towards the future and dream of it and hope for it. I actually wanted to try so much in life. Like, since I'd given up back when I was 21, I didn't do many things. I didn't know how to drive. I still don't. I didn't even know how to cook. I don't know how to do anything. I don't have any life skills, any real life skills, because I was just planning on ending it all. And then my friend came and changed that, and suddenly I felt fucking stupid for just having given up and not having any valuable skills that would actually be helpful in our life together. But I told my friend that, well, kinda. I told them like, hey, I have no life skills, and they were like, that's fine. I'll teach you some of them, and the others, we can learn them together. And and I finally had a reason to look forward to the future. I would have a family of my own with the person who actually chose me, who actually wanted to be with me, who actually cared about me, who truly loved me. And I was so desperate, and I still am, for that future. Even though back then it was possible. If I had just been more patient, if I had just been stronger, that future, I would be living that future. I wouldn't be here making this video. But instead, I was too fucking stupid and impatient and weak and just, God, I fucking hate myself. And now, here I am, alone, talking about memories I made with my best friend. Memories that only I care about. Memories that they probably already forgot. Memories that they don't care about. Memories that they're erasing from their mind. Memories that, you know, that only matter to me now. Like I said, I've tried reaching out to them multiple times. And it's even sad and embarrassing just how much I've tried reaching out to them. Like really, it's stupid and desperate once again, but that's because I am stupid and desperate because I don't want to lose them forever. I can't do that. I don't want that. And I'm honestly scared of a life without her. I'm terrified. I I can't make peace with the fact that I destroyed everything between us because I mean like why would I even try to find peace? Like it's my fault that things ended the way they did between us because once again I was just too fucking stupid and weak. It's all my fault. So I'm never going to find peace. I won't allow myself to. Every single day, every single morning, throughout the day, and at nighttime, I always wonder how they're doing. If I do decide to eat something that day, you know, as I'm eating alone, I wonder if my friend is eating breakfast, lunch, or dinner with their family. I wonder what they're having, what they're eating, what they're making. I wonder what they talk about, if they're laughing, what they're drinking. Probably water, because water was their favorite drink, and they didn't really like soda. Every single morning and every single night, I pray for my friends' well being, along with their two little ones. I'd come to see them as my own. I came to love them as my own. I didn't care if I didn't care that they weren't my own because regardless, I would accept them as my own. And I wanted, and I still do want, to love them like if they were my own. Because at one point, we were a family. At one point, they were mine. All three of them. I don't know how to deal with the loss of everything. I don't know what to do. And I don't know where to go. And I'm scared. I'm really, really scared. I am sorry, my friend. I really hope you're able to forgive me someday. And if not, I just hope you have a wonderful life.